Hello and welcome back to the guide for Botania. Today we'll be going over the second fight of the Gaia Guardian and the reward you get for beating it. So without further ado, let's just hop right into it. To summon the Gaia Guardian 2, you'll need a Gaia Spirit ingot. To craft it, you need 4 Gaia Spirits and a Terra Steel ingot. After you have it, you use the same setup as you used for the original Gaia Guardian. Shift right click the beacon with your Gaia Spirit ingot and this will summon it. I'll do this now. Shift right click. Oop, I'm peaceful. And I'll beat this in creative just to expedite the process. Now the fight will go normally. Oop, I take out my sword. The fight is very similar to the previous Gaia Guardian fight, except now he summons a few more fairies, a few more magic clouds, and he fires off magic missiles similar to the Rod of the Unstable Reservoir. And then I will come back when the fight is over. So now that he has under a quarter health left, he now goes into static mode and starts summoning a bunch of mobs. He summons witches, zombies, all the normal stuff, but he also summons wither skeletons that actually use elementium swords, so they do hit harder than the stone swords that they carry. So the fight is over. You can see all of this stuff, all of his drops have, dropped. Let me just scoop all of it up and check my inventory. So in one fight, I got 16 Gaia Spirits, Mana Pearls, Mana Steel Ingots, Runes. I got Overgrowth Seeds. I got a Will of Torag and a Dice of Fate. So that fight was my 7th time fighting the Gaia Spirit, and this is all the loot I got from the first few. So let me dump all of my current stuff in. So after 7 fights, I got Runes of Air, Runes of Mana, Water, Winter, Autumn, Mana Diamonds, Gaia Spirits. I got some Black Lotus, Pearls, and I got some Mana Steel Ingots. Toss you up there for now. I also got this Will of Torag and this Dice of Fate. I'll go over these in a moment. But just to kind of give you more overview, I got Black Lotus. It gave me about 20 Mana Steel Ingots per fight, maybe a little bit more depending. It gave me 16 Gaia Spirits every one, some Mana Pearls, Mana Diamonds. One of them gave me an Overgrowth Seed. This last fight gave me 2. You also get runes from this fight. You got your basic runes, got your seasonal runes, and got your Sin runes. Also, did I not get a music disc? Oh, I got gypped on a music disc. Yeah, so all the previous 6 fights all gave me music discs. Fighting for Quintessence, which is the one for Botania, and also 13. Also got the Wills of the Pellow Witch, and these relic items. The first thing we'll go over is the wills, and I'll throw mine in there. See, I got Will of Githane, Atharim, Karel, got more Thrak, more Atharim, and Torag. Each of these have their own different effects to them. And as you can see, you get 1 per time you fight the Gaia Guardian 2, and they apply different effects when you achieve a critical hit on an enemy, while these are attached to a Terra Steel helmet. These will only work on Terra Steel helmets, and the effects can be stacked. But you cannot stack the same one on it twice. Well, it might work, but you don't actually get a difference in effects. And I'll explain that in a minute. Now let me go over all of them. Ring of Gaia, and this will heal a portion of the damage you deal on critical hits. Let's see. Yep, that was the first one I got. The next one is the Will of Atharim, and that means critical hits will apply strong weakness effect. So, like what I said, if you get a critical hit, it will apply weakness 2 on an enemy. Next one, Karel will apply Wither. If you hit an enemy, get a crit, this will just apply Wither. The Thrak, and this will increase the damage you do when your HP is lower. meaning the lower health you have, the more damage you'll do on crits, which, if you're getting overwhelmed and you gotta get rid of a lot of people, it's nice to have. And then I got another Will of Athram, as well as a third. So in 6 fights, I got 3 of these. Next one is the Will of Torog, and that applies slowness 2 when you get critical hits. And the last one, which is one I haven't gotten yet, is the Will of Rak, which actually lets critical hits pierce armor. So I believe, if I remember correctly, you saw a little armored zombie running around during that fight, as well as other players, I guess. Your critical hits will actually go through their armor. The next thing is the Dice of Fate. These will give you 1 random relic. And I got all 6 here. But there's an important thing to note, is that you're limited on which relic you can get. Meaning that there's 6 of them, and that's it. Also, when you get one, it is bound to you, and you can't get it again. So what I mean by that is, if I have, let's say, the Ring of Odin on me, I die and I lose my inventory. That ring's gone. To show you, here's this Dice of Fate. Let's see what happens now that I have all 6. And lands on 1, vanishes in thin air. 4, 6, 5, 2, 3, 2, 2, 4. It's nothing. It's because I already have all of these. Even if I get rid of it, now let's take the Ring of Odin, and we'll delete it. And nope. No more Ring of Odin. So that's one important thing to note, is when you have these and you lose them, they're gone. And these provide some pretty nice effects. So I recommend, after you get these, Resolute Ivy. Allows you to keep it. Make sure it's on there. Now let me go over each individual relic. The first one that I got is the Ring of Odin. Now let me take it, I'll equip it, and let's go put myself in survival. Oop, wrong button. There we go. As you can see, I have an extra row of hearts. The Ring of Odin will give you 10 extra hearts, but it will also prevent you from taking damage from different sources, such as drowning, fire, suffocation, and even starvation. So it's a nice way to boost your health, and if you gotta fight certain enemies or go to certain areas, such as a water monument, this ring will be nice to have. The next one I got is the Ring of the King's Law. Now this isn't a bauble, this is actually a weapon. Let me go to F5 for a moment, and let me go in this direction. So if you hold right click on the key of the King's Law, you can see different weapons spawning around you. Whoop. Okay, forgot about that part. Let me go to F5. So if I hold right click, it will use mana, but it will spawn all of these weapons around me. And there's about 20 of them. What they do is, as you see, if there's a little zombie friend over here, if I let go, aiming at a block, they all get thrown towards them. So this weapon is a nice one to have if you need just to destroy targets such as this cow over here. They'll get launched and all the weapons will fly at the area you're aiming, and they will explode on contact. They won't destroy blocks, as you can see, but they will do damage in an area around where they hit. The Eye of the Flugel is a way to teleport to certain areas. Now if I take it, and if I hold shift and then right click a block while holding it, you can see it has now been selected with this nice colorful outline and the effect you could see. Now let me go over to my town. And let's say I'm wandering. I'm like, oh, let me hit up my little forge area. Like, okay. Oh, wait. Whoops, I forgot to grab the items I need to smelt. Let me go back. So now if I just hold right click, pull back, and boop, I now teleport back to the block for which I bound it to. So it's a nice way if you just want to recall home very quickly, or if you want to get to a place very often that maybe be a little more difficult to go to. Now, this doesn't work across dimensions, so if you're in the overworld, it only works in the overworld. But if I place a block in the nether by my nether portal, it will override this one. So this one will be deleted and only the one by my nether portal in the nether will work. Now if I then leave the nether portal and place a new one down, the one in the nether would then be overridden. So you can only have one of these anywhere in your world bound to you. So you don't need to worry about them overriding in multiplayer. This one will only be bound to the one you use, and if you give this relic to someone else, it will be bound to one they place down. So keep that in mind when you're using it. Another advantage to having this just even in your inventory is if you're using a Flugel tiara, it will allow you to fly even when your flight bar is empty, but it will use considerable amounts of mana to do so. The Ring of Thor will increase the range of your Terra Shatterer. So now if I equip it, I'll take my Terra Shatterer and then I will activate it. So now in this mode, I am currently using a A-tier Terra Shatterer. So I'll just simply mine this way. As you can see, well, it mined the wall in front of me, but it also went deep. So it went 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks deep. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide. One thing when using this is that it will mine deep what is half of the area that it will mine around. So since this is 7 blocks, half of it is technically 3.5, it rounds up to 4. The Fruit of Grisaia will replenish your hunger using mana. That's pretty much it. But the way it replenishes your hunger using mana is that you eat it like a normal piece of food. I take it, I eat it, and as you can see at the bottom, my mana bar is going down. But it would also normally be filling my hunger, even though I'm in creative. Let me actually go over to survival while I'm here. Yep, I'm full on hunger. And as you can see, I can't eat it because I'm, well, full on hunger. The last one is the Ring of Loki. And this has a couple of unique features. Now I'll take it and I'll equip it. So the first thing it does is if I hold shift and then I right click the ground, it will create a highlighted block with a thick border. This is now my origin point. And what I mean by this is something that happens to this block will happen to other blocks. To set the other ones, I just go somewhere else, like over here, and I'll shift right click again. You can see this one has a thinner outline. This is a linked block back to the origin. And let me do a couple. So as you can see, I have my origin, but I also have the linked blocks with it. Now if I shift right click the origin again, I can now move it around. And the linked blocks will stay where they are in relation to the origin. So if I bring the origin up, you can see part of the link blocks outlines have disappeared because now they are associated with air. If I keep going, you can see that there are some movements, but they would always stay the same. Now if I shift right click the ground again, you can see the origin stays, but all the linked blocks disappear. This is because technically I've just selected a new origin compared to the previous ones. Now if I shift right click the origin again, it's gone. This can be used for a number of different things. And let me show you exactly how they work. So as you can see, I have a tree, my origin, and you can see my origin is linked to the trunk of the tree. Now if I take my tree trunkinator, and then I can simply walk up and, well, mine that tree. Or I can look at this grass block and I will break that, which will then carry the effects through this block to the tree itself. And as you can see, the tree is gone. Now if I want, I can go, oops. That is another thing to note, as I've just showed you, is that the origin is still associated with this air block. So I can't actually place down a new origin until I get rid of it. To do that, place it down, and boom, it's gone. If I want, I can go yoink, yoink, and gone. Okay, and let's go in my inventory. We'll take the saplings and the bone meal. Sapling down, bone meal it. Whoops, need more bone meal. And we got a tree. Dirt. Yoink. And we can do this for as ever long we want. Or we can have, well, a complicated system doing that. And then just go somewhere else and just break a different block. And now we have all of our resources. This works for the Terra Trunkinator as well as it works for the Terra Shatterer. So if I link a different block to, well, something else, mine that different block, it will carry its effect over to where the linked block is attached to. So this is nice to have when you're mining or if you have different ore setups. There's also another thing you can do with this, and that is more associated to placing blocks. So while we're over here, I will shift right click to place down an origin. And then let's go a nice little square of blocks. You know what? Let me get rid of the middle one. It's hard to tell if it's there or not. We're about to find out. So one thing you can do is if I'm holding 23 oak logs, as you can see, if I shift right click it on top of the origin, it carries over and places them here along with all the others. So if I get rid of this block and let me go and move my origin up here, then I'll do the same thing. I'll shift right click and it places blocks again. As long as you have the correct type and amount of blocks you need in your inventory, this will transfer the blocks in relations to where it is to the origin. Such as I place it on this grass block here, on top of this grass block here. So all of these logs were placed on top of the grass blocks that were linked to it. When I moved it up to this log, it was placed on top such as this one. So if I go over here, and then I shift right click, you can see all of them were placed. But they were not actually placed on the origin itself. They were placed over here. That is because since I ran out, it uses the linked blocks first and then back to the origin. And since I've technically shift right clicked this and now I have nothing, I've lost the linked blocks that are with it. For good or bad, that's just what happens. So you can also use this for building giant structures. Instead of having to place large walls, you can just place one block, link all the others, and just go up, placing all of them at the same time. Now you have all you need to continue your journey through Botania. That is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more Minecraft guides and the occasional other video. But thank you for watching and I hope you have a good day. Bye!